Well, good morning everybody. Last time on Dartmoor I wasn't in too much of a rush because I had all the dogs and I knew the cats would be okay for a few hours, but I do need to get back for the other two in the not too distant future. So my neighbour's very kind and he looks after the dogs, but I better and you're being very helpful, aren't you? Oh, Bella. What's the funny valve thing, eh? What's the fascination with the valve? No, you don't want to bite that. Oh, Bella. Oh. We gotta start trying to put stuff away. We've got to go back and see Grandma, Grandma Lassie and Auntie Lizzie. You don't want to go, you want to stay a bit longer. Yeah, it would be nice to stay a bit longer, but we do need to. It's already 9:30. So we were trying to pack away. You're going to. We will have another tea. That's a definite. We'll try and get as much air out of this as we can. I'll have to pack a little bit carefully, not from the point of view of not enough space, but from the point of view of almost too much space now, because I'll have no Lassie food and no my food. So this bag that was nearly full coming out is now, virtually empty. I'll probably just put bits in it. So torch, nose drops, that's the Peak Design belt holder for that. That's my broken doodah. Compass, we'll keep the compass out. Okay, so we'll probably put we'll put other bits in there in due course, but let's so how you pack your frameless pack. It's really simple. Fold your bed so that it is the same, basically fold it in half that way, and then fold it into quarters, thirds, depending on the back system. You basically want the length of that to be just higher than your shoulder straps. If it's a little bit too low, you can pull it up a little bit, because right at the bottom is going to be your sleeping bag, so that's going to be soft anyway. So it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. The important thing is that the top of this is just above the stitch line of the shoulder straps, and that is just above the shoulder strap line, you know, so you can see the top of the mat is there just above that. And then even if you've got a waterproof backpack, this one obviously isn't waterproof, but you know, even if you've got a waterproof pack, and the advantage of not rushing off is that the sleeping bag has a chance to, you know, dry out a little. I mean, it wasn't wet, but obviously you get a little bit of condensation and a little bit of perspiration coming through. But let's... Oh, and don't forget with your feathers, so there's a feather there. Pull the feathers through from the inside. Don't pull them out. First of all, they're too expensive to pull out. I mean, obviously you're going to lose some anyway. But yeah, just if you see a feather, pull it through from the, you know, from the inside. It's a bit fiddly. But yeah, the advantage of not rushing off, at least that little bit of dampness that gets on the surface of the sleeping bag, you know, has a chance to dry out. That's why I like these, you know, these sleeping bags with, you know, regular outers, because I think that any dampness that lands on the surface, yes, it's gonna, you know, get through a tiny bit, but not enough to cause a problem. But equally, you're also any you know, perspiration and, you know, condensation or whatever from your body has a better chance of escaping. And when you're in the sleeping bag, you're giving off warmth, and that warmth of you being in the sleeping bag, I think, helps dry it out. So I'm not going to pack it too tightly. It's not going to rain. It's going to be a sunny day today. If anyone camps in this area, and if anyone knows this area, and you see 2 shepherd hooks scattered around here somewhere, let me know, and I'll pay for the postage to have them back. Because she barks at the stars. There's nothing around, and she barks at stars, barks at the moon, barks at blades of grass at the moment. So I pegged her right with my 2 best shepherd hooks, and the perisher charged off, barking at something, and obviously pulled the shepherd hooks out of the ground because I pegged it just over here. And I've looked everywhere and I can't see them. So if anyone does find a couple of my MLD shepherd hooks, let me know. When you're fitting everything up in the evening, make sure you don't put stuff sacks in the bottom of the main pack. You know, put them in a side pocket or something like that. always, you know, then you can find them. As I was looking around then, I was thinking, where'd I put the other stuff sack? I hope I didn't put it in the pack, but I hadn't. I put it there. Right, so that's that. There really isn't obviously the cooking stuff and the shelter and the rubbish and the first aid, and obviously there's quite a few, you know, incidentals, but I think that's all the main stuff in the main pack. So, and I've put my daytime clothes on, so when it's time to, you know, actually get going. So that's the MLD Superlight Bivvy. And if in the packing your mat sort of drops down a little bit, then just carefully, you can't really move it side to side once everything's packed in, but you can adjust it, you know, left and right an inch or two. Okay, well that's everything in there, so that's rubbish. Everything's charged up that needs to be charged up. There's plenty of power. What I didn't bother putting that back on again because it was on 99%. It's still on 99. It doesn't show up on the screen because it's like a digital thing, but it's on 99. I didn't see the point in, you know, because clearly it's going to get to 100%. I felt that it was better putting the 5 watt power pack, oh Bella, on. So we did that first thing this morning, and it's already on the 30+% mark. So now my little bag here, I use this for incidentals. My wallet in there, dog bowl, I brought the strap for the camera, but I must admit I knew I wouldn't use it. I'll have to dust off the camera when I get back, because it's slowly getting little dust, bits of you know, dust on the outside. Right, the map I'll put, in fact no, I'll pack the map, because basically it's just up the hill, just slightly to the left, going up the hill, and then the lake is basically just up there. I think what I might do another time when I come here is, rather than trying to find the spot over there, which I was looking for, you know, the first night and couldn't find it, I'm almost just as well coming straight down here. I mean, it's a little bit further than over there, but it's not much in it. I mean, it's maybe a kilometre more than over there, but I really don't think there's a huge amount in it. And at least, you know, this spot I know is definitely here. I don't want to waste time trying to figure out where I'm going over there. Alright, so I'm going to put the big power packs. So I'm going to put the power packs in there. I think we're at a point now where we're apart from the last few bits, we're almost ready. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another cup of tea, and then we'll slowly pack up the last of this stuff here. So it's two of those pegs I'm missing from somewhere around here, and I've looked everywhere. I've looked all around here. Chasing that buzzard came over again, and she was chasing the shadow of the buzzard. Bella, come on! Oh, he's you can see the buzzard over there in the top of the hat, or the tap. Just because there is plenty of room. Tripod I'll put here. So what I do with this, we'll leave this on and I'll just let you know. It's now flashing. It's now flashing on the 60% mark. I'm not quite sure what you can see, but that is now flashing on the 60%. This might get finished by the time we get back to the car. I'll try and remember to have a look. Spoons. The mat won't come out because I'll put the tripod there. I don't need to use the tripod on the... Sorry, I don't need the map on the way back because it's literally just up. It's literally just up there. I think last time when I went back, I kind of went a bit too far to the left. We really just got to go straight up and just a little bit to the left. I've put the tripod on the pack, and I've put my walking poles on as well. I can grab them if I need them, but once we're up there, then it's very touristy, and I'll need to keep, you know, an even closer eye on her, and it will save me taking the pack off if I can avoid it. This way. But I've got the long line on this. If I see sheep or anything, then I can grab hold of that lead. Anyway, at least we found this spot anyway, and of course our little waterfall is just down there where we stopped on Tuesday. Doesn't seem possible. I don't know where the time goes. No, that was Tuesday when we were having our tea there. I might have to rearrange the bungee and tripod thing, I think, actually, because I think it's too heavy for that bungee on that, because it's I can feel it starting to drop down. Okay, well, what I've done is I've put the poles on the other side with that bit of bungee underneath them, and then on the top their cord, luckily I had a carabiner, so I've attached the carabiner to their cord and pulled that in. Hopefully that doesn't fold down. I don't think it will. Well, here we are at the very top. So we've just now got to go around down that path down there, and then back to the car. There's one person there, and then a group over there. I don't see anyone currently coming up the hill. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching, and we will do something again in June. Not quite sure what or where or how, or we will do something in June. See you soon, everybody. Thanks very much for watching.